and welcome to another episode of Kill James Bond. I am November Kelly. I am joined, as always, by my friends Abigail Thorne and Devon.
Bonjour.
Hello, salut. Salut.
Bonjour tout le monde. It's another French episode. You get to hear our French inflicted on you again because as part of robbery season, I thought I'd go back to 1956.
Ooh.
A really early, a movie that prefigures a lot of the French New Wave, and a movie that imitates a lot of kind of American gangster movies and heist movies and tries to like bring them into Europe and into France. And the film is Bob le Flambeur.
Yeah, there's some fun DNA of future heist movies in this one, which I quite like.
Absolutely. I mean, in itself, it's not a bad movie, certainly, but it looks its age in a lot of ways.
Yeah. So does the heroine. Yeah, we'll get to that.
I mean, this was also some adverse conditions movie club in the sense that I had to look around a fair bit to find a print of this that was more than 144 of God's own pixels, and even then it's a struggle. But
Yar har fiddle-dee-dee, I always watch movies legally.
Yeah, we all watched this completely legally. Yeah. We all paid like 165 euros for the Criterion Collection DVD. Not even a Blu-ray, a DVD.
That's so funny.
Also, another reason why I picked this is that we're back in the kind of teenage movie minds for me. Like, this one I watched as part of like, I gotta learn about film, and I love all these French New Wave movies. I love Vivre sa vie, I love Breathless, I love Bonaparte, so I want to see where they kind of came from, and I want to go back a bit and see the kind of 50s movies that made people make movies like that in the 60s.
Okay.
And so the last time I saw this, I was a teenager, and it kind of holds up, to be honest.
Yeah, it's decent. It's all right,
yeah.
I will say 56 makes it the earliest movie we've ever seen. So
really?
Does it really? Wow, okay.
This is a record-setting KJB episode.
I've never thought to track that. The oldest movie.
We'll do Metropolis. We'll do some
oldest movie.
We'll go back and do some like expressionist movies.
Second point. Just to put my cards on the table here. Now, one of these was my fault, but we had to delay recording twice, and in between then and now, I've watched all of the Twilight movies, and I remember them so much more readily than Bob the Flambeur. It's kind of become lost to the mists for me, unfortunately.
So the other thing about this movie is that it's directed by Jean-Pierre Melville, who also did Army of Shadows, which we're going to do at some point. Le Samurai.
Is that the sequel to Evil Dead?
Yeah.
I think
Hell yeah.
In many ways, it's sort of a prequel to Evil Dead.
Okay.
But yeah, just very, very talented director who would go on to make movies significantly better than this, and this is decent. But so we catch him in sort of a, early stage here.
I mean, you can tell that he takes himself seriously though, because he's being credited just as Melville in this.
Yeah. Mononym. Yeah,
mononym.
So,
fully yourself. Honestly, I don't know who.
We begin much like Croupier with narration, with a monologue explaining that. So if you're not familiar, readers, Montmartre is an area in Paris. You may have seen John Wick get kicked down it.
Yes.
Before John Wick was using it as a kind of like whole body ski slope, it used to be kind of a shithole, sort of a demi-monde, and in particular the area next to it, the Pigalle, used to be like Paris Soho. In the sense of like topless clubs and stuff like that.
Like a seedy area of Paris.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, it's got a big fucking basilica on top of it, but down the hill where John Wick got kicked into is like a bunch of topless bars and stuff.
Well, you get sort of reference to that even because like the tracking shot has been like it can be heaven and then you see like a funicular descending down the hill. You're like, oh hell, and he's saying descending.
Yeah, a really nice suit getting kicked down that funicular.
You see John Wick just roll past.
that or hell thing.
I never imagined descending to hell via funicular. That's quite fun though. Like the
Swiss hell?
An updated version of Car and the Boatman is just like running the funicular. You got to have coins to pay the funicular man.
Problem is, I know myself. There's like a 40% chance I would get on that funicular just like to see. Just to be honest,
on the ferryman only speaks Romanche. That all hell bit is really funny because it's in the sort of
it can be your angle
in the mode of like American film noir of being like, you know, through these dirty streets must go a man, etc., right? But it looks quite nice. Genuinely,
yeah.
I'm looking at these nice wide streets.
like it's genuine. It kind of doesn't hit when you're looking at it because it looks lovely.
Yeah, and it's just like, truly, this is hell.
Yeah, 1956. Half the carbon in the atmosphere has not yet been released, and they're like, it's hell here, and it's like, you've no idea.
Yeah. And so we get a street scene, a night scene in hell with a young woman. And remember when sailors used to actually dress like Popeye rather than whatever tactical bullshit they have going on now?
Yeah.
They used to make you, if you were in the Navy, wear a little fucking pork pie hat and some bell bottoms. And now they barely even do that.
So you could
This
do
is
tap
bullshit.
dancing routines?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like in Hail Caesar.
Yeah.
But so it's late at night. This woman is like buying like pommes frites or whatever, and she gets like harassed by these sailors. And again, this is meant to give you a sense of, oh my god, you know, Montmartre. It's a dangerous, it's a bad place. She's so vulnerable. But she ends up like going with this sailor who has the worst like American French accent in the business.
This is really funny. Bonjour, baby. It's really good. Love this guy.
Yeah, this apparently works on French women, I guess.
Well, I don't speak French, but I do kiss that way. And also at the same time, we meet our hero, Bob le Flambeur, Bob the Strawberry.
Bob
Bob le Framboise. And he's shooting craps, and my notes say, at this hour, it's like 6 a.m., man. What the fuck are you doing?
You get the sense he's at the end of a long night of gambling.
Yeah.
And as he loses, he's like, you know, I'm gonna go to bed, right?
Yeah.
Does not go to bed. Goes to next casino.
Next casino, yeah. Also, Bob le Flambeur, he looks like shit. He looks like a man who's been up all night losing all his money, which I appreciate. He's not a kind of like grizzled, like Ryan Gosling, like, oh, I'm down on my luck, but I'm still really handsome and my hair is good. It's like, no, this man looks like Graham Linehan got kicked through a hedge, right? He looks real bad. Maybe not that bad, but like, yeah.
He goes to the second casino, which is like a kind of, I can only describe as a kind of scar gambling room. Like it's all black and white check
crazy
tile.
like black and white checkerboards on every wall, like squares 6 inches by 6 inches. Insane looking.
The Scar Casino? That's so good.
Yeah, when you put down the chips, you have to pick it up.
Bastard.
Tom Ridgewell's in there looking real sad.
Loses again and is like, all right, now I'm actually going to bed. Goes out through the restaurant this is in back of, because this isn't even a proper casino. This is just a gambling room in back of a restaurant. Completely empty restaurant where a guy is playing the vibraphone. And I had to be told what a vibraphone was, and this is it, apparently. It's diegetic as well. It's almost literally like the diegesis joke where he's like, you know, you hear the vibraphone music and goes past and there's a guy actually playing. Goes out into the street on his way home. Back when the street cleaning was just a truck that pissed water all over the street, which I was very taken by. And
it'll get clean.
Happens upon this young woman.
He sees her being driven away by this American sailor
on a moped as well.
Yeah, and at this point, the cops pick up Bob, not in a kind of like formal capacity, but more pleasure than business. And his old friend is Chief Inspector Zenigata of the Inspecting Detective Frank Drebin. His friend is Cop. His friend Cop picks him up.
His friend Cop, Commissaire Ledru, who I have to say is not really a Zenigata in this. He's sort of an inverse Zenigata.
Yeah, he's trying not to catch him.
Yeah, he doesn't want to do any police work, not because he's lazy, but because he and Bob have this kind of chummy relationship. Like
reverse Zenigata, the Attic Zenit.
Yeah, they sort of subvert your expectations a bit, because when the cops pick him up, they pick him up in a sort of a cop fashion, right, with the car and everything, and then they just give him a lift and a cigarette, like they take him home, and because they're old mates, which is an interesting time period as well for this movie, because 1956, old cops and old gamblers would have been either in the resistance together, or collaborating together.
I hadn't thought of that.
Like. And depending on which one of those you take, that's an interesting sort of unspoken thing in this movie, is all of the like kids, the young people, were like born sort of either during or immediately after the war. And Bob and his cop friend are the ones who are sort of old enough to have actually lived it as adults.
In fact, the cop says Bob saved my life once. And now that you say that, November, perhaps that he means in the war. We also hear that Bob used to be a bank robber, but that was 20 years ago. And like he's
reformed.
Semi-retired,
he was a pre-war.
Yeah, that's
bank
pre-war.
robber
Like, I feel like if you go through World War II, you sort of do the great reset on your like personal relationships. Like we're probably fine again now.
You do get to respec your character, all of your like skill points come back. And
if you are a pre-World War II bank robber and you exist in a world where Joseph Stalin also exists, you've got to feel real bad because you're like, fuck, man, look at what I could have achieved.
Yeah,
that's what pre-war bank robbers are doing now. Is they're running the fucking Soviet Union. I've got to step up my game.
The grind set, you know. But so he takes Bob home, and Bob's apartment is really nice. He's got a big view of the basilica.
Gambling's going well.
This is hell, right?
So this is disgusting, awful apartment.
My amazing apartment. I'm like, damn, I got to take up fucking gambling.
I got to become the Flambeur.
From the movie Le Flambeur.
He really became the Flambeur.
And as he's meant to be going to bed, he gets a knock on the door in the middle of the night from a criminal associate, Roger, who is like, I need your help. I need to leave town in a hurry.
This isn't Roger. This is Mark.
Is it? Fuck. Okay.
Yes, right. Roger's a good guy.
So
okay, fine.
You can remember them because Roger is his mate who looks like Vladimir Putin, and Mark is the villain who is tall.
Yeah. Okay.
I see.
Does he meet Roger before Mark? Then?
I don't believe so. But
okay. So he goes. So he's.
It's this.
Yeah. So he gets a knock on the door in the middle of the night, and it's his like associate, not friend, Mark. Who is like, I need money to leave town because I'm in trouble with the cops.
Yeah.
And we see Bob is going to do it. He has like a cash drawer to kind of like dispense to the needy.
Yeah.
It's like whatever. In his role as kind of elder statesman of the kind of demi-monde, is like, sure, what are you in trouble for? And Mark says, oh, I beat up my girlfriend too badly. And you see that woke Bob sort of respects women.
Yeah, woke Bob's like, nah, man.
Well, specifically, Mark is a pimp.
He doesn't like pimps.
He beat up his girlfriend, who he was like pimping out as well. And so woke Bob Lubouk, he throws him out. He's like, "Get out! I don't like your type. Get out of here! I don't like pimps. Get out."
Yeah. He's like told him to stop pimping before, and he won't do it. Mark won't stop pimping.
Pimping ain't easy. He can't stop pimping. But try something else, man. Try something easier. But after he throws him out,
Bob's position is that pimping is too easy.
Yeah. Bob immediately starts drinking after this, which is quite funny. Like 6 a.m, he's just like, time to start drinking.
Yeah, he's been woken up by Mark, and then sort of like has a day cap, I guess, of champagne. Which hell yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And then plugs his phone back in.
Yeah,
plugs his phone back in. Yeah. Well, he's got
to charge it back in. Gets a phone call from his friend
Paulo.
Roger,
Paulo.
who is
this isn't Roger.
Fuck.
This is Paulo.
Who the hell is Roger?
There's too many fucking aliases around here.
Roger is the safecracker who looks like Putin. Paulo is the young guy.
Paulo's kind of like young guy, right? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Gets a phone call from his younger friend Paulo, French Shia LaBeouf.
Yes, that's who he looks like.
He is French Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, he's French Mutt from Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull.
Shia the beef.
He tries to prank Bob by doing
Shia with cheese.
He tries to prank Bob by doing like a woman's voice, and Bob clocks him and is like, I told you, next time just put like a handkerchief over the phone, which I'm gonna try next time and see if that helps.
Yeah. He crank calls him, yeah. But they go out the next night, Bob and Paulo.
He's like, I told you got to resonate like back of your
the front of the mouth. Front of the mouth, yeah.
Giving a bad advice.
Resonating as the back of the mouth is that's very French.
You've been watching the guy who's ripping off Seattle Voice Labs who doesn't know what he's fucking doing because he stole their curriculum. No, accept no invitations.
Tacoma Voice Labs?
Authentic Seattle Voice Labs only.
Yakima Voice Labs?
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Provisional Seattle Voice Labs.
I've been listening to Yakima voice labs. I'm sounding really redneck. Yeah. So they go to this cafe, the Heads or Tails.
They're gambling again.
And
Bob's just losing all the time.
And Bob complains about this. He says, like, I've got no luck at the moment. If I played hopscotch, I'd lose.
Yeah.
Which I like. And we also see that Paulo's kind of like modeling himself on Bob a bit. Besides doing a woman's voice, he's kind of an auto-Bobophile in that he's kind of like, he's got Bob's haircut. He's kind of got the same suit as Bob. He's standing a bit like Bob, you know?
Like the other people in the scene are kind of like, I get it, you know? Like he needs someone.
The Senpai-Kohai relationship.
God, what a pull.
French
In
senpai.
French Japan, the relationship is assumed
Bonjour,
between an old man
senpai.
and a younger.
What the fuck is
He really is his senpai.
He is, yeah, I know.
He's like a mentor. It's like a mentor protege type thing.
Just getting mentorship to become more of a broke dipshit. That's really funny.
Yeah,
Getting
it's a modern apprenticeship
the
in
mentor
failure.
that makes you worse.
Yeah, I think I've had some of those. But they see across the bar that the woman that he saw...
The reverse mentor, the Rotnem.
Do the fucking reverse bit.
Rottenham Common. He sees the woman from last night across the bar.
Yes.
And he goes up and confronts her.
Yeah, my notes say, J'ai inventé un nouveau détecteur du nonce, il fait beep, beep, beep.
She do be looking
beep.
unimaginably young though. This probably looks
woman,
like 14.
And she looks about 14.
It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And he's like, he does play off of this in the sense that he's like, you're too young to be doing this. He threatens to spank her, which I believe is intended to be like, because you're a child, not because
horny.
you're, you know.
She walks in with Mark. And Bob like warns him away. He's like, get the fuck away. And he tells her off. He tells her, you got to watch out. You're in Montmartre. Like these pavement Romeos. That's the expression he used, which is delightful. Sounds like a great album. It says these pavement Romeos are dangerous. You need to get out of Montmartre or you'll end up fucking walking the streets. Come over here to us.
And it's protective as well. Although we see that Paulo is looking at her. He's giving her like sort of cishet chaser eyes.
He is,
One thing Paulo is also meant to be young, so it's not meant to be as bad, but still. Anyway, the script in this, my French is basically non-existent, right? But I'm told it's in a very distinct kind of Parisian, like street kind of vernacular of the time, through which I learn that the French of 1956 for sugar daddy as a concept is or was Papa Gâteau.
Okay.
Which
the cake
father. The cake father.
My cake father.
Terry Pratchett.
It's a very different movie, you know. I know it was you, Fredo. So he like
Fredo.
The three of them comprise a dramatic triad. I also think I would really enjoy the slang in this if my French were better. But so he kind of takes them both under his wings as a kind of older dipshit, right? Because we see that Bob he exists as a gambler now, not a good one, and is kind of living on the reputation of he used to be something. He used to be a bank robber, right? In fact, when we're with the cops earlier, after they drop him off, one of the other cops asks not Zenigata about this, and he's like, yeah, he basically invented modern bank robbery in France. He was the first one to use fast cars for the getaway, which no one had thought of
Roger
before.
says later on that he invented the concept of the getaway car, and I guess like up until that point, bank robbers robbed the bank and then just like stood still. They just stood T-posts and
it's like hail a fucking taxi or something, get on the tube. It was ridiculous.
Just like walk away, amble, sidle, you know?
I mean, there's a little bit of like dramatic, because as I'm reading about Bob Le Flambeur, they're like, this is like an important movie because it invented the jump cut or something like that.
Yeah,
like
basically.
Sometimes, you know, if you go early enough back, you need someone to invent the idea of the getaway driver. They just hadn't thought about it before then.
You're telling me that Small Domino, Bob Le Flambeur, Big Domino YouTube video essayist?
Gotta be.
Basically.
Wow.
French New Wave guy.
Because if you look at it, most of the time it's not cuts, it's wipes, like Star Wars.
Yeah.
Star Wars.
So speaking of, we do a vertical wipe, which is crazy work.
Yeah.
And Mark has been called in to Commissaire Zenigata's office. And the first thing Zenigata does is like
to a nicked sunshine.
Yeah, slap the fedora off his head, which was the worst thing you could do to someone in the 50s.
It was.
He's also the only one wearing a hat in the office, so I do write down me when I wear my fedora to the no fedoras office. And so Ledru, never taking the cigarette out of his mouth while he's talking, because Frenchmen class is like, all right, we could arrest you for the pimping and the beating up your girlfriend, right? Or you could turn informant for me. Yeah. And so if you don't want to get nicked for that, you're going to have to give me a lead on something big. And when Mark protests that he doesn't know anything, Ledru, the cop, is like, I don't care. Get me something, you know, just find out, or you're going to prison.
Yeah. And the next morning, Bob goes to pick up his fucking enormous car. This thing is like, it's like a fucking limousine. It's like a two-tone convertible. It's massive.
It's like I think it's a Chevrolet Bel Air convertible. Yeah. And I do note down at this point, driving the sickest, widest car you've ever seen. Oh, this is hell. This is hell, probably. I'm in hell.
Miserable.
Well, it's going to be hell when you try and fucking park it.
As he's driving around, he sees Anne again, getting kicked out of her apartment merely for not paying rent. This is why we need French Acorn or
we need Zach Walensky to come and stop this shit.
I think we do have an
French
affiliate
for Acorn. Wow, okay, I'm not saying that.
French for Acorn.
But so he picks her up. Yeah.
Fair enough.
And she's kind of childlike, but she's also kind of gammon, you know, in the sense of like precocious and Gamane. Fucking hell. The phonetics are all over the place on that one. Gamine. Where it's like kind of boyish, kind of precocious. It's just like a flapper thing from the 20s. Yeah. Anyway, point is, she's like, cool. Oh, my landlady kicked me out just because I didn't pay any rent. Jerk off motion.
Quote unquote.
Like that's a fucking crime these days.
Yeah. What am I gonna do? She's not even really that upset. She's pretty blasé about all of this stuff. She's like, I guess I'll just.
We gather that she can, like, she stays with guys. You know, she goes home with guys, and then she kind of sleeps here and there, and it's whatever, right?
It's a little bit manipulative to be like, to this obviously feeling protective older man, like, oh, I guess I'm just gonna have to just stay out on the streets or find some like unsavory young man. She's like, get the fuck out.
She's like, my plan is to do this for a few years, and then I'm gonna become the West Coast editor of Vanity Fair.
Yeah. Gonna alcove it for a little bit.
He of course takes her back to his apartment. There's a stylish little bit of like slang, right, where he says, you'll remember it's number 36, like the key, and she doesn't get what he means. 36 Quai des Orfèvres is the address of the like Paris CID. It's like the police headquarters. So it's like he would know that. It's like he lives in like fucking new-ish Scotland Yard kind of vibe.
Okay.
So he takes her indoors, and
again, it's another fucking like wipe.
Vertical wipe. Insane direction to do that. Like, but
weird to wipe that way.
And we see that Bob is kind of a compulsive gambler because he has his slot machine closet, the closet in which he keeps a little slot machine, which he just plays with his own money.
Just gonna quietly do a bit of slots. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that.
I'm just realizing.
Just practicing,
I saw this movie and Croupier roughly contemporaneously. There was a non-zero chance that I believed when I was 15 that adult men just kind of had a slot machine closet.
If that's one of the things that you have when you grow up, you're like, slot machine closet.
All right, next birthday, Devon and I are going to go halvesies on a slot machine for you.
Absolutely. Just, I need a closet to keep it in. And crucially, nothing else in this closet. It's not like, storage and then the slot machine. It's like, no, I keep my slot machine in here and I like gamble compulsively on it. But so he offers her to, stay in his flat in a way you're not, I think, meant to know at this point whether or not Bob is like sort of covetous of her sexually, right? And what is up with my vocabulary today?
I don't get that impression from him.
No,
all three of them.
It's more your dad, your Montmartre dad looking out for you,
crime dad. Like Bob and Paulo and Anne go out gambling the following night.
they play poker, and weirdly, this is poker that isn't Texas Hold'em, which is one of the things that really dates it. Is this was before before you'd refined what poker meant in most settings.
Mm-hmm.
This is interstitially with this is also where we get the conversation about Bob inventing the getaway driver. And it's interesting
it's the
because
transporter from the movie The Transporter.
Yeah, it's because one of the other cops sort of accuses him of like imitating American crooks because this movie is imitating American gangster movies.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a bit of a kind of cinematic riposte to this in that one of the, and in fact, it's literally the inspector is like, yeah, but we had the Bono gang first, right? Who were a gang of sort of anarchist bank robbers in the 1910s who kind of did invent getaway drivers and did things like used like repeating rifles in bank robberies, and it completely like outgunned the police.
Wow.
So yeah, I know, it's crazy. You used to be able to do that anyway.
Outgun the police. Imagine that. No.
I mean, you can. It would just be kind of hard, I suppose.
Yeah. But so again, it's the sort of cinema and crime linkage there of French New Wave, or sort of like prefiguring the New Wave, imitating American directors that is imitating like early French filmmaking, right? It was derivative of it. And so it's interesting to tie those two things together. We also have some of the most chaotic sound editing in the game in this movie. What
is this?
I don't know.
Tell me why
I don't know.
this does this.
Tell me why.
I think the reason why is it's meant to try. It's trying to convey, I think, a bunch of different really loud bars next to each other, all kind of playing over each other. But the way that it chooses to do that is a bunch of really disjointed music that starts and stops and then starts into something else.
Yeah. It just
that
feels
makes it
like
quite difficult to follow.
They're meant to do like a J or an L cut and then just like fucked it up, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm like, these people can't even fucking edit. I hadn't even invented sound editing in 1956, but whatever.
They were waiting for the French guy who invents editing to show up.
He shows up pretty soon, to be fair, but like...
Yeah, Michelle editing.
Jacques Rivette. So Paulo is very, very into it.
Yeah. Paulo's just like, would you like to have sex with me? And Anne's like, yeah, all right, cool. So they go back to Bob's and they fuck.
Yeah, Bob almost walks in on them and sort of like notices that they're in there and like leaves them to it, which again is the kind of like avuncular thing.
Yeah, he when he sends the two of them off together, they're like, you're not coming home. He's like, I never sleep before 6 a.m. and just names another casino he's going to go to. I'm gonna go be Bob the Flambeur.
Bob's like, I will be home at this time. My house will be empty until then.
Yeah. What am I called? Bob the Sleeper? Shut the fuck up. I'm heading.
Leaving a string of onions on the doorknob. So he runs into his
big bowl of condoms and some snacks.
He's got a mademoiselle in there.
Doing the like thing of I'd rather you do it at home where I know you can be safe. But so he runs into Roger, his like same age as him friend, and at this point it starts looking like French criminal still game. And he's like, I've lost all my money gambling again. Then the only solution to this is gambling.
Yeah.
And
Smart.
Roger says, but wouldn't that make you a compulsive gambler, some kind of flambeur, if you will? And Bob's like, yes, come with me to the racetrack. We're gonna bet it all on a horse I have a good feeling on.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna bet all of my remaining money on this horse.
This horse. Upon which we learn that the French do horse racing insanely wrong. I mean,
really?
All horse racing is insanely wrong, like morally.
But like, just yeah.
They do it with like a buggy, like the jockey's on
like
a
sort
of two-wheel.
Yeah.
And it's literally
fucking
like
crazy.
Why? I don't know why you would do that. I love to bet on the fucking quadriga, you know?
Kind of old school, kind of Roman.
Yeah, very Roman.
Bob puts it all on red and wins.
Yeah.
And obviously deduces from this, he's on a hot streak.
100%.
You have double your net worth now,
Let's
or
go to
whatever.
the
Like how many
casino.
times your net worth? Yeah, let's drive out to Deauville, which is on the coast. It's in Normandy. And we just go to the casino there. So they drive to Deauville. You will never drive to Deauville in a fucking Chevrolet convertible.
Yeah.
It hurts my heart.
Well, the front of the fucking Chevrolet's in Deauville. Meanwhile, the back's just leaving Paris.
And as they go into the casino, Roger bumps into a croupier he recognizes from the film Croupier.
yeah. He's there being Sigma, denying that he's transgender. His name is Jean the croupier. And Roger's like, oh, cool, man. Can you have you got anything to set up the rest of the movie? And Jean's like, yeah, you know, the safe downstairs has a lot of money in it and could be easy to heist. And then Roger's like, oh, cool, I'll remember that for a few scenes time.
That'll help me out later.
Roger will remember this.
That's good exposition. Thanks, buddy.
It's got 800 million francs, which he refers to as 800 big ones, which I think a big one's 1,000 personally. But
that's like £5. I don't know how much that is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So while Paulo is sort of like, while Paulo is hosting in the apartment of his gambling sensei, Roger, why do you have a gambling sensei, dude? Roger tells Bob
on
this.
Grindr, your place, my place, the place of my sensei. We're going over to my fucking sensei's house.
Using my sensei's dojo as a pussy palace?
To be fair, if somebody took me back to an apartment that nice, I'd probably fuck him.
Yeah, honestly, it is a really lovely
But then
apartment.
what if they told you it was their senseis? Would that like diminish it or enhance?
I'd be slightly disappointed, but
I don't know if that would change things, actually.
I think you'd have some questions about the relationship with the sensei and whether or not this is like kind of it like you know, rude to do to the sensei.
Probably.
I think that would structure my answer to the question, will you fuck me again?
Yeah. It's like you took me to an old man's house last time, so like,
old men are the only people who have the fucking houses these days. You
what's
basically
up.
have to.
Okay, we can bring
this is
back.
what we're missing. Yeah, we need to. We all need to have senseis so that we can host. Right, that's the only
there
possible
needs to
solution.
be a system of patronage once again between older and younger gays.
My sensei, when I had a sensei, he never let me use his house to fuck.
Ridiculous. You're asking so
rough
much.
Sensei,
yeah.
So,
come on.
So as Bob gets in the car, Roger tells him, and the radio shifts immediately to Bob's getting an idea music, which I really like.
Because by the way, Bob loses all of his fucking money.
Yeah, he doesn't make
and he's
the
like,
horses
I really need I really need a lot of money. There's a lot of money in the casino, you say? In the safe?
Yeah, Roger's like,
that could be robbed by me, Bob le Robber.
You got me feeling like Bob le Robber.
And we see that he's quite excited.
Know if that's French.
I don't think so.
He is. He kind of, his whole affect changes a bit. He goes from kind of like worn down gambler.
Yeah, he promises Roger, I'm not gonna gamble again until we rob the casino.
Yeah. No gambling while I'm stealing. Like
that's smart. That's so smart. You gotta compartmentalize. You gotta be like, I'm doing this now. Okay, I'm not gonna think about that.
He's switched on.
He won't even use the slot machine in his slot machine closet.
No, he comes home
closet.
And he sees the bed kind of obviously fucked in, and Paulo has left him a note, which is, I assume, just says like old or washed.
Anne is moving in with Paulo.
Chopped.
Yeah, it's like I mean, but he seems not discomforted by this. It's like young love, you know. They're like of an age where it's not weird, right?
We hope.
Ostensibly. Yeah, we hope. So he goes and he puts the fucking crew together. The putting the crew together montage, which this invented, maybe.
The first thing that they need is they need somebody to be the executive producer of this crime. And so
smart.
And so they go to this guy Jock and they're like, look, we need between 10 and 12 million. If we can do the crime in Wales, we can get you a tax break. And like, we need so much for marketing to make it. And like, can you please read the script? You've had it for like 3 months. Can you please just give me a yes or no on this?
Even the sensei needs a sensei. You need a kind of like heist landlord to front you the money for the thing.
Yeah.
And this guy, McKimmy, is like, okay, but I want half. And this is like, obviously bullshit. And as they say, you're not putting up anything except money, right? We're the ones who are going to be actually doing it. And it's like, I don't care. Give me the fucking money. It's like, fine, whatever.
Yeah. They also strong arm Jean because they're like, Jean, the croupier, we need you to provide us a floor plan to the casino and to sabotage the safe security message. And if you don't...
what they do, what they do is blackmail, right? And it's 50-50 in the sense of like carrot and stick, right? You get 500,000 francs or we blackmail you. And this is just like...
Carrot, nice.
To be Inside Man from the movie Inside Man, it's just, this could have, he sort of very briefly, Roger turns into Don Logan brackets French. You're just going to have to turn this opportunity are you gonna do the fucking bulo?
Carrot versus stick, easy choice. Carrot every time.
Carrot sounds good.
Do the fucking bulo. Why should you be They drive around the outside of the casino with a sketch artist, which is the funniest possible job to have on a heist crew. And that guy's job is to sketch the outside of the casino plan.
Even sketch artists, I think sketch artists might kind of be like the stone cutters in a lot of ways. Like if you think about like how the fuck has the sketch artist made it so that they are an intrinsic part of the legal process? Like, how is that the career that has now been like buoyed up by the fact that every courtroom you need a guy to do a caricature of the fucking defendant?
I don't know, but given how many artists I know, are out of work, I want to see courtroom renderings where the sketches are like other things. I want to see like furry artists do like courtroom sketches, so like the defendant is just like a sexy fox for some reason.
Furry Luigi Mangione.
Full body courtroom artists is like full body commissions available, just drawing like hentai courtroom sketches. The defendant just does massive
insult to injury, really.
Courtroom defendant sketch giantess vor.
So croupier Jean,
sorry,
who looks alarmingly like French Kevin Pollak.
If I remembered what happened in a movie, I'd be right with you.
he's like. He celebrates for this because he gets half the money up front, and he's like, okay, sick. I'm gonna go to the jewelry place from the descent and buy my wife a gigantic bracelet engraved with a full confession to the crime I'm about to do.
Smart.
Yes. Jean buys his wife Suzanne some beautiful jewelry, and she's like, "Where the fuck did you get this?" And he's like,
"How did you get a massive amount of jewelry?"
Don't worry about it. Yeah, it's like the heaviest bracelet in the world.
Paulo is also involved because Bob sees Paulo talking to Mark, and he's like, "Hey, stay away from Mark. He's the villain of the movie. If you need a job, come and join in our heist. Okay, you're involved in the heist now, Paulo."
They also hire one Hispanic man, and you can tell he's Hispanic because they ask him about going to South America, and he is introduced with the Spanish guitar sting.
Hell yeah.
This movie is so old it was still racist against Spaniards. But so Bob
that's crazy.
and Paulo go out again that evening. And I get 1950s French woman dysphoria, right? Because she's like dancing in a nightclub. Paulo is like smitten. All the extras are beautiful as well. And I'm like,
everybody's getting lung cancer. But so Paulo,
everybody is.
Paulo and Anne shag, and then afterwards, he's like, "I love you," and she's like, "Well, why don't you give me a big gift to prove it?" And at this point, Paulo's like, "I am about to win the Brian Cox Memorial Award in Intelligence."
Absolutely.
Okay, I will give you a big gift because I'm going to rob the big casino and I'm going to do it for you. And my notes say, you were going to do that anyway.
He was. The classic re-gifting, you know?
No, that's just smart. Being like, it's for you that I'm doing this, actually. Now that
Incidentally, I note that the band in this nightclub where they start out, the only POC in the movie so far.
Yes.
With one exception, the drummer, who is a white guy with a Hitler mustache. What is it with us and bands with a Hitler in them?
In 56? That's crazy to be trying to get away with it then. You couldn't get away with it now.
Hitler playing in a like, jazz band that's all black and Hitler. Like, that's crazy.
It's the last place they'll look.
And like the drummer is injured, and they're like, "Okay, I know one guy, but
I only know one guy.
I'm famously racist, and so is the last place they will look for me."
He's laying low right now, you know.
Hey, Adolf, it's your cousin Marvin. Marvin Hitler.
Is that new sound you look?
You know that new sound you were looking for? Listen to this.
Guest appearance from session drummer Adolf Hitler in this nightclub.
He was legendary though. Like,
hard to drum when one of your hands is like extended upwards at a 45-degree angle all the time.
we call it the Achtung break. It's going to get sampled later. It's going to be very important in early hip hop. So their fucking heist landlord checks in on them again, and basically he makes them audition for their own fucking job that they brought to him. He makes them like prove that like Roger can crack a safe, which he does.
I would want this assurance, to be fair. Like, I'm kind of with him.
It's cool though. They rehearse it. They have a 6-minute window to get to the safe, and they mark out the vault outside on the grass.
Yeah,
My notes say,
like
can we have heist outside today, sir?
They do explicit parallels to war films as well, because in the briefing scene, Bob is like, you ever seen like commandos getting briefed? Well, that's us, you know? I also, fantastic goon energy from one guy, Big Joe. I love Big Joe so much.
Joe.
He is the most...
They've got a Mighty Joe. That's all I want. That's all I want in my movie.
Yes. Perfect.
They also do something that later heist movies do, which is that they have a speculative flash forward where they're like, this is how Bob envisioned the plan would go. And then they show everyone rolling up and Roger cracking the safe and it all goes well. It's like, oh, cool. You can see a later heist film DNA.
That's smart,
in this.
actually, yeah.
No masks or nothing either.
No.
Like, it's just a bunch of guys will just walk into the casino with guns.
Well,
it's like... In 1956, there's a bunch of Lugers and 1911s kicking around still because it was the war 2 seconds
CCTV
ago.
cameras, and then they're going to describe these guys to the police, and the sketch artist is going to draw it, and they're going to be like, this is a wolf with a huge dick. What the fuck are you doing?
They're going to draw it and be like, this is what every single bloke looks like now.
He accidentally described the suspect to the furry vor artist.
Yeah. And like the suspect was really small, and there was a giant succubus with him. It's like, no, it wasn't. I
just don't think that's true.
The main characteristic of the suspect was huge round belly. Like that's the main thing.
You would be able to tell the suspect anyway because he was like slapping his belly a lot. He was burping quite often as well. Like
the word "plap" was written around the suspect in the air in a way that seemed unusual. Yeah,
so,
no good.
So Roger builds a contraption. Right. And the contraption is going to help him crack the safe.
Yes.
What he's done is previously he was cracking it with a stethoscope. Great, classic. This time he's now got an oscilloscope that does nothing, but he just likes it and he's just bringing it along. This is why autism is important. The average heist wastes 60,000 pounds on like special interest items.
That's gotta be true.
Yeah, and like a loudspeaker, so like you can hear the clicks and clacks and so on. We get 1 million shots of Dog, like the heist landlord's dog, who is just having a great time in this movie.
Yeah,
he's a great actor. He's having a wonderful time.
You gotta have him. You gotta have him for the heist. I'm getting the team together.
Yeah,
Dog.
So you need a heist mascot.
You actually do need a mascot, yeah.
Yeah. We see that this contraption works. Roger's like, I've got it down to like 4 minutes. You see, by tomorrow it's going to be down to like 2. Meanwhile, back in Montmartre at the club, where Anne works, it's like completely dead, which means all of the beautiful 1960s French women are dancing with each other, which go off. And Mark comes in because Mark has been threatened again by the cops, and he's like, I gotta find some leads on something.
Yeah, I gotta get some information or something.
Mooching around, and runs into Anne, and seduces her Pavement Romeo style, in a very kind of sleazy way. And we see that she's not uninto this. She's kind of compelled by this. So she goes home with him and predictably fucking tells him everything. Of course.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, just like that straight
Brian
away.
Cox Memorial Award in intelligence again.
This guy, like, the croupier.
Paulo probably likes me more because, like, he said that he's gonna rob the casino.
Yeah,
he says he's gonna buy
Mark's
me
like, oh damn,
some jewels or something. He's like, where would Mark goes like, where would he get the money for that from?
She's like, oh, he's gonna rob the big casino.
He, of course, immediately like is gonna go to the cops.
Yeah,
and figures out a second too late. Oh, I probably shouldn't have said that.
Maybe I shouldn't. Yeah.
She goes to see Bob and she says, I want to prove I'm a good girl. My notes say I'm always saying this. And she says, I fucked up big time. I told him everything. It's a secret kill squad. Bob hits her. This looks real.
Asshole.
Yeah. He strikes her across the face, and it looks like he really hits that actress. It's either that or very good stunt coordination. But he's like, fuck.
It's really, it's like of a sort of period of masculinity where the distinction was slapping versus punching a woman in terms of acceptable forms of domestic violence, right? But yeah, so as he's doing this, Mark is going from like bar to bar, like sort of looking for a phone to call the cops with.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Jean has also told his wife Suzanne everything. A third Brian Cox Memorial Award in Intelligence to this guy.
Yep.
And she's like, okay, well, we're gonna dob them in. We're gonna Lady Macbeth this shit. We're gonna play both sides so we always come out on top, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So they try tipping off the cops, and we see that Ledru gets the tip off that the casino is going to get robbed, and he's like, okay, we got to find out who's going to do it. You think Guy Ritchie invented this like multi-partite, it's all falling apart at once plot? Absolutely not.
Man.
So Paulo comes in, and Bob's like, I told you, never speak to women.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
He goes like, never confide in women. It's like, okay.
Don't trust dames.
And you're cucked by Mark. You're cucked by a pimp who is now going to sort of like grass us up to the cops.
Yeah.
So Paulo, kind of triply insulted by this, is like, all right, I'm going to find him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will use violence.
Yeah, exactly. He walks past 1 million bars, all of which are playing different music. He goes past one bar that is playing klezmer music, and like, oh yeah, the klezmer district, of course.
What's klezmer music?
Like traditional Jewish music, like a lot of fiddles.
Cool.
But it's like
sick,
weirdly sort of out of place amidst all the jazz. Anyway, the Jean and his wife show up in their shitty little car. And ask around for Bob to try and blackmail him and miss him, of course. Mark finds a phone, which is in the, like, it's sort of a phone booth, but it's really just like a big head receptacle that he like puts his entire head and neck into.
I love these so much. These sort of like 50s Art Deco style, like, fantastic.
Yeah. Just in time for
he calls
Paulo
the cops, and the cops are like, hello, cops. And then Paulo shoots him dead.
Yeah.
Bang, bang, in the back. And like no one in the bar seems to notice. So I guess Paulo must have like pressed L3 before he did it. And
average sort of Montmartre experience at this point as well.
Just like, and then square to just assassinate him. And then everyone else was just like, must have been the wind.
Yeah,
and just
reverse Zenigata on the phone being like, must have been the wind. That's crazy. Moving on.
Just like maybe it's just the phone call that makes you collapse instantly. I don't know.
Hello?
But so
bonjour.
What? Ledru the cop is now suspicious enough. Moshi indeed, because he's suspicious. Wait, no, that's not. No. So
you'd be so confused if you called the French police and they said moshi moshi.
Moshi moshi?
French Japan. In Japan, the Zenigata Lupin relationship is assumed whenever a policeman and a criminal work together.
You'll mind if a white boy speak a little Japanese, but he's French. That's pretty good.
Moshi moshi sauter desu.
Parlez au son japonais pour lui. Oh god. So the cop is like, I have a pretty big inkling of who's behind this, and I don't like it. I'm gonna call Bob and invite him to dinner in the 1950s Parisian Chinese restaurant that plays the Stardew Valley music.
Great, cool.
I don't know why he makes that decision, but he does. And you will never eat at the 1950s Parisian Chinese restaurant that plays the Stardew Valley music, which is a real shame as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. And then, so he has dinner with him, and then in reverse Zenigata,
Bob denies everything.
Bob. Yeah, he's like, look, Bob, we heard that someone is going to rob the big casino. We heard it might be you. We heard it's someone that fits this description, and he hands him a sketch, and Bob's like, is this Astolfo from Fate Apocrypha?
What's going on here?
What is this? Why did you? Who's your sketch artist? You gotta hire someone else. He's like, no, but don't rob the casino. Yeah. Don't do it.
Yeah, he tries to talk him out of it, genuinely, and Ledru's like, our intelligence suggests that you are washed and broke and owned, and that means that you're likely to be planning to commit robbery. And it's like, don't do it, because I'll have to fucking arrest you, and I don't want to, because we're besties.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we're besties.
It's a good pull on Astolfo, because the only Vor picture I can remember is the fucking Amy Klobuchar one.
Oh fucking god! So
it's the only one.
Meanwhile, Bob
please.
is like, I don't know what you're fucking talking about, and leave.
I need to curate who I follow on Blue Sky better.
Anne is speedrunning Montmartre, just like Bob warned her about at this point. Because she is like now sort of destitute, fucking
Well, so Bob leaves her his key. Bob leaves the key to his
Yeah.
apartment with the lady who runs the bar, Yvonne, and it's just like, look, if Anne comes by later, let her have the key to my place, right? And so we get a little getting ready montage. All the cops are getting ready and all the crims are getting ready because Bob's gonna fucking rob this casino.
By the way,
anyway.
Ledrew, the one cop, he's not getting ready by sort of like briefing his team. He's getting ready by going to different places looking for Bob to try and talk him out of it, which is so gay and so sweet. You took your boy out for a lovely Chinese meal. One Chinese meal, and now you're looking for him to try and like stop him from doing a crime. And of course he misses him, right? Like Bob and the heist crew leave for Deauville. Bob is wearing the weirdest shaped bow tie in the world.
Yeah, he's got his tux.
And the plan is Bob is the scout, right? He's going to go in, he's going to hit a bunch of people with a baseball bat really fast. He's going to go in and he's going to like scope it all out, make sure it's all good, get the nod from Jean the croupier, who, unbeknownst to him, has already turned him in and is not going to do shit for him. And then if it's all good, if it's bad, he's going to come out and leave or get arrested, I guess. If it's not, then 5 a.m., I guess, the rest of the heist crew go in and they rob the safe.
Yeah. This is
Bob goes in there at 1 a.m.
It's an okay idea, but he's in there. By the terms of the plan, he's in there for 4 hours doing nothing. So he immediately is like, "Oh, I tell you what, I could do to kill some time while I'm in here. Bit gambling
in this casino." Yeah,
I could gamble
in the casino.
This is the moment he truly became Bob Le Flambeur.
It's really, this was a plan that you took to a guy to approve the plan and the financing for the plan. And what you said to that guy was, we are going to rob a distillery with Bob the alcoholic.
We're going to put Bob the gambler in there for 4 hours to kind of like look around.
If we rob the trap house with Bob the crackhead, we can't lose.
Is that what a trap house is? I have not known what a trap house is for so long.
It is, yes, it is.
And I've been too afraid to ask.
Strictly speaking, this is more like robbing a stash house than a trap house. But yeah, a trap house is where you do the drugs, and a stash house is where you keep the drugs and the money, right?
Okay, so
now El Chapo, he was the drug lord, right?
I was about to ask him, what is a Chapo?
Yeah, so it's got to be the trap house where you do the El Chapo drugs.
Chapo is like Mexican Spanish slang for like shorty, effectively. That was the nickname of El Chapo Joaquin Guzman, who was one of the most powerful drug lord in Mexico, and is now in prison in America.
Okay, right, thank you.
So a Chapo trap house would be a trap house presumably operated by or containing Chapo Guzman, which is, I think, unlikely to happen because he didn't really interact with the kind of surface level of the business once he was, But
that makes a lot of sense. And where exactly is the come town? Like, is that on like a highway route maybe that I could attend?
It's actually up the Thames. It's one of they go past it on the boat race actually.
Okay.
Yeah, it's near the ancient mountain village of Femboys.
Yeah, and it's because if we don't skip fully automated luxuries, in case space governance in the future is and will be trash.
No gods, no mares. So ADHD, attention deficit disorder, was not well understood in 1956.
No.
And occasionally, when you have that, you struggle with task switching, right? You don't mean to snub people or be rude, but you get locked in on something.
So real.
Also, gambling addiction, not well understood in 1956.
We see, and I like that the movie tells us that it is unfortunate that he gambles and he wins.
He wins, yeah.
This is what's really fatal.
That's what reels him in. And what's also fatal is that he just keeps fucking winning and winning and winning for like 4 hours and doubling down. And it's so tense because he also starts playing Chemin de Feu, which, as we know from the very first episode of this podcast, is a game of luck. And he just keeps winning more and more. And my notes say, Jesus Christ, Bob, because he wins so much money. And there's like, let it ride, baby. And I'm like, you fucking mentalist.
Yeah, Bob. I mean, the other thing is like,
Bob. It's like,
if you're doing this, Randy your sticks. But also, if you're doing this, why wouldn't you go all in on every hand? Because you're about to rob the place and make it back.
What are you, fucking Mr. Beast? You can't just go all in on every fucking hand.
What if you get a good hand?
He fucking manages. And like, the other thing is, this casino doesn't use chips. It uses plaques, which is more kind of traditional in France. And the size of these fucking plaques, they are bringing him these huge fucking casino chips. It's
On
like a dinner
platters.
plate.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like these are stacking up and stacking up and stacking up. So it's to the point that there are too
drawing a
many in
crowd.
front of him to gamble with. So they're having to like take them away and store them for him just so that he can keep gambling. And he keeps fucking winning straight nines every time.
The casino staff are like sweating, like fuck.
Everyone in the room is like hands on head looking at him.
Yeah.
He's just crushing it. It's unbelievable.
If you've ever noticed that there's no clocks on a casino floor, the reason why is to trap any budding robbers in a Bob Le Flambeur situation.
Don't know if it's 5 a.m. yet. Just waiting.
Luckily, he does have a watch, and he's like, finally, he like locks. She sort of like gets out of locking in enough to check his watch.
He locks out.
4:57. Fuck, shit,
shit.
Sort of real essay due next morning type situation. And it's like, all right, cash all of this out.
Yeah, he's just like immediately calls the people like, can I get this cash like now, like right now,
like quickly, like
if you could.
And we see that the heist crew are, of course, ready, setting up. We see that the cops are ready and setting up. And as they go in, because Bob is not quick enough to stop them, merely quick enough to get to the door to see this happen, the French cops have, like, you know, goofy French submachine guns, which I love. And we see one of them, like, throw his lit cigarette in the street before, like, running out into, you know, to, like, arrest them. And a gunfight breaks out.
Yeah.
A really poorly shot gunfight because we hadn't worked out how to do that
Yeah,
yet.
that's not one of the things this film invented, unfortunately.
No. Before the lads even set foot in the casino, the cops just like shoot at them, and Paulo is shot dead. Paulo gets got.
Yeah, I mean, it's a way of interdicting an armed robbery still used today. It's how, like, you know, the fucking Met Police flying squad, you know, kill people this way, is on the way into an armed robbery. And so Paulo is killed, Bob sees
That
this
suggests
happen.
to me that the thing to do is to store the guns in the place you're going to rob and go in and collect them, rather than go in with the guns.
Exactly, Godfather style.
Oh, is that the Godfather?
Well, yeah, he leaves the gun in the bathroom.
Oh, I've never seen it.
Oh, you gotta watch the Godfather.
We'll do the Godfather.
Well, if it's crime season, we should.
It's kind of crime. It's not really crimes.
And it's got a lot to say
It's
about masculinity.
robbery season,
Heists.
but it is mob season. Yeah,
We have a lot of heist
Okay,
films.
mob season, maybe a separate season. But
I think
don't know. But so Bob cradles a dying Paulo in his arms. Paulo just straight dies, says nothing profound.
Yep.
Yeah.
The lesson here, I guess, is that crime doesn't pay, but gambling really does.
every so often really does.
Because the cops are like, well done, dipshit, you're under arrest. And at that point, the casino workers bring out piles of cash, just huge comedic piles of cash, and load it into the cop car, which is very funny.
There's shocked to find there's gambling in this establishment.
Yeah, armed robbery, you'll get like 5 years. Very funny. And Bob's like, Bob and Roger are like, well,
Yeah, by 1960.
technically, conspiracy law doesn't exist, right? Because it's a movie. He didn't rob
He
anything.
was just kind of in there. Like,
At best, you've got is like aiding and abetting, which is like 1 year, and I bet he can afford a really good lawyer, so he might just get acquitted. And Bob goes in the back of the police car, having seen his like protege shot to death in the street like a dog, goes, yeah, I might sue for damages.
If I play my cards right.
Not that broken up about Paulo then.
Yeah.
not that sad.
No. Not that sad about Anne either, I guess.
She's just living in Bob's apartment now. She's just like, yeah, cool, I'm good. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's got shitloads of money. Kind of all worked out for Bob a little bit.
Yeah.
It's one of those weird 1950s movies. A lot of the American movies that it's based on are like this too, where the tone of the ending is kind of all over the place, right? And that it wants to be like, you know, gambling is this sort of horrible, compulsive thing that can sort of make you sort of lose your senses. But it's also what kind of keeps you going. So it's impossible to say if it's bad or not. And ultimately, it all works out.
It's a little bit like when Devon and I reviewed Perfect Blue, and the ending of Perfect Blue is just like, and then everything was fine.
It's like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, it's all fine. It's all good. It's literally fine. Don't even worry about it.
It's so okay.
And the movie just fucking ends. Like it doesn't spend a lot of time tying it up like a more modern one might, you know? No monologue, nothing. Just like, and that's Bob.
Yeah.
Bob has flambeurred his last flambe, and Paulo is fucking dead.
Yeah.
Mark is dead and is living in Bob's apartment. Fab.
Sorted.
Yeah. See it. Say it.
Bosh.
Sorted.
Movie's over. Easy.
Bosh, movie's over. What do we think?
I had a really good time with this. Genuinely, like it's a good movie. Like 56, obviously, you know, you raise an eyebrow going far back as 1956 to see a movie, but pretty good. Genuinely pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, I really enjoy it. Well, this movie's almost 75 years old.
Yeah.
God, yeah. It's a bit kind of rudimentary in places, but I think it's as much a technological limitation as anything else. Because if you watch like Army of Shadows, which that's going to be a tentpole for war season. Let me be absolutely clear about that. Army of Shadows is a like beautifully shot movie with like it feels modern in.
Doesn't make any sense.
In a way that this really doesn't. They hadn't invented movies being good yet, I guess. So I'm fond of this. I think it's an interesting bridge of American culture to post-war French culture.
Yeah.
It's one of the things that's partially responsible for stuff like Breathless or Bon Depart that I really like. And I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed us listening to it. But we don't have to describe this in a sort of subjective way.
No, not at all.
Nous avons un système scientifique. Il s'appelle le système du scum. It stands for
slots,
SMUM.
craps, money.
Roulette.
What?
SCU.
Yeah,
Money.
we'll get back to you on that.
Yeah. M is certain money.
How smarmy on a scale of
Money.
1 to 7 is this movie?
I think the opening monologue of like it can be your Engel or your devil is like fairly smarmy, not terribly.
The dialogue. I think if we could understand it better, we would rate smarmier, right? Like judging from Papa Gatto, it's meant to be pretty kind of like heavily slang.
This shit's good. Yeah, I think so. I think it would be much smarmier if I could speak French, but as it is, I was relying on subtitles, so I'm not sure.
Is there a Mama Gatto? Maman Gatto?
God, I hope so.
Maman Gatto, the one who makes those madeleines in Tesco?
Maman Gatto hit my line.
The Bon Mama.
Yeah, for real.
3,
yeah,
4.
Let's one go. I'd go 4 on this, I guess.
Yeah, okay.
It kind of like it's pacey. It whips along pretty fast, yeah.
Cultural insensitivity. I mean, other than those black guys who are in a band with Hitler, who don't have any
it's unfair to
lines.
those guys, really.
Yeah.
It's making them seem racist to be associated
they're professionals,
with
like, you know.
Yeah, they're just like, where the fuck did you get this guy? And the saxophonist is like, look, the drummer broke his hand. We've got to get someone. Hitler's the only drummer in town at the moment, right? Just could he shave the mustache? No, he will not.
Very well, but he's the best jazz drummer in the fucking business, all right?
Yeah.
And listen, don't get him started about the Jews, okay?
He's got that tremor. He's already doing it. Is that insensitive?
Just temp agency Hitler, where the agency sends him and they're like, there's like a covering note that's like, just don't, he's got a thing, right? Just don't bring up, like, you know.
Yeah.
He is quite anti-Semitic, unfortunately. We've spoken to him about it, but he, you know.
It's a protected belief now. It's fucked up, but it's protected under the Equality Act.
Really shouldn't have decided that.
He's only got one ball as well, but you can't like.
You have to make reasonable adjustments for that.
Yeah.
different drumming stool, maybe, I don't know. Cultural insensitivity, I mean, it heavily omits, because it's meant to be a diverse area. That's part of the point of why the sound editing is so chaotic, and why it's also like this is hell, is because like Montmartre and Pigalle is meant to be like it's meant to be diverse, and it's fucked up that the most diversity in terms of like speaking characters you get is a Spanish guy with one line who you introduce with a flamenco guitar. Like that's racist.
That is racist. That's hands down racist. Yeah, 2 is
Spanish,
omission. So 3, 4?
3, 4?
3.
I'd go. It doesn't include any like active racial slurs that I remember, which for 1956 is
true.
This is honestly remarkably good.
Yeah, they don't even slur the Chinese, which everyone was doing in this one. Okay, 3.
Yeah. If you go back to fucking Eurospice season, a remarkable amount of those movies featured the Chinese appearing halfway through.
Yeah. How do you have a Chinese restaurant and no Chinese characters? Anyway,
Such a French guy.
A question I'm also asking of The Bank Job. unprovoked violence.
Hits
woman harmed.
Woman harmed.
slapped.
Do we want to include that here under misogyny? Your call.
Kind of both. I think we can be unfair and get it on
Yeah, we
both
can get it on
because it is both. And
coming and
I
going.
mean,
We don't normally do that. We normally pick one to file it under when there's violence against
okay.
women.
Put it under misogyny.
Put it under misogyny then. But so in that case, the unprovoked violence is going to be pretty low because Bob, he is planning an armed robbery.
He is.
But he does specify to his guys beforehand not to shoot anyone.
That's very
that
true.
The guns are just sort of for persuasive effect, really.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, he goes out of his way to avoid doing that.
I mean, the commando comparison, he does kind of knowingly send them into something that he knows is dangerous and get one of them killed, right?
He does.
And the police violence is portrayed as being kind of like completely natural consequence of like, well, how else are you going to stop an armed robbery,
That
right?
is very true.
It does not question the police on that whatsoever.
It does not. It does not.
I mean, it does. There is an implicit judgment of policing in the sort of like, you take a sort of dangerous pimp and sort of turn him into an informant so that he avoids any consequences, but he does get killed doing that. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Bob himself it's kind of playing into the same kind of narrative of back when crooks used to be gentlemen, right? Of like he's chivalrous, he's sort of protective of women and protective of younger criminals, even if they get killed, it's whatever. And I think as much as it does complicate those things, it's still got to be relatively low, right?
With the exception of the police violence, which is just fine. 3, 2.
I do 3. I want to give it, weirdly, in some ways that's a credit to it, right? Like, because this is the thing, as much as it's an objective scientific scale, right? This is depicting unprovoked violence in a way that uses it to maybe subvert some of your ideas of Bob or of the cops, maybe. So yeah, 3. And then misogyny.
Well, we have a slap on screen. It's not good.
Yeah,
Violence against
it's
women.
not good.
There is also, we didn't mention it, but a fairly lecherous shot of Anne undressing. And we see Anne naked. We do not see Paulo's hog.
Anne as a character is kind of written to be like, what if a woman was kind of like sexual property, but because she wanted to be, because she was just kind of into it, you know? Which, and I'm not going to say that isn't a kind of thing that you can be as a woman, but like, if that's the only woman besides sort of like aged bar owner that you're depicting, Yvette, with whom Bob has like a respectful relationship, which I do like, but it's not much depicted.
I don't know how old Anne is supposed to be, but I am slightly creeped out by the fact that she does look like a child. I
mean, in like France in 1956, you have to imagine that the age of consent was probably like alarmingly low. So
I don't have that number off the top of my head.
No, I would be concerned if any of us did, but like I think you have to factor that into all of the decisions that this movie makes about portraying her as an adult.
So, well,
which is uncomfortable.
It's the French, so
well,
start at 12 and start going down as you go further back in time. I think
there's so there's like two named women, only one of whom has any agency, and her agency mainly is to disclaim her own agency, which is the oldest fucking trick in the book. And it's like empowering to have a female character who's like, I actually love this shit, right? And if you don't sort of question that in any way, then that's just awful.
Being written by a man. 5?
I would do 5 for
do we
this,
maybe
I
want
would
to give
say.
it 5 and then take 1 off because Bob hates pimps? Bob is at least not a fan of beating up women.
But it was the nice young man that you was hanging with. He still hang out with Mark. He was going to like
give him
the money until he found out that he beat up his girlfriend / employee.
Put her in the hospital.
He's neutral.
I don't know.
I don't want to
5.
say.
I would say
5.
Yeah, he's
okay.
kind of. He is broadly tolerant of the existence of pimps. He just disrespects them. 5.
That gives it a total score of 15. Which is pretty solid, actually. I mean, considering it's the oldest film we've done, it's on a par with like a Daniel Craig Bond.
Pretty good.
Or like a solid Man from U.N.C.L.E. like that. That is pretty good. Same as Charlie's Angels Full Throttle, weirdly.
Now, of course, we do have to award 2, I think, Brian Cox.
Three.
I've
Three
got
Brian
3
Cox.
down here, and Paulo and John.
Paulo and John.
This movie's looking like Leonid Brezhnev, you know? Like, we're just sticking the fucking medals on that.
Yeah, but no other medals. They just get the Brian Cox Memorial Award in intelligence.
Jackets
the
sagging
dipshits trophy room.
Yeah.
infinity copies of one medal. I've been awarded this so many times. Me with the Didn't Kill Yourself award, to be quite honest.
Honestly.
So,
That's what's up.
Bob Le Flambeur.
Bob Le Flambeur?
Pretty decent movie, I would say.
Very good.
Yeah, good movie. I had a good time.
Important movie. And then we have some more episodes after
Yes,
this.
the next bonus episode, by my calculation, is Zone of Interest.
Which we've already recorded.
Ooh, okay, cool.
Which we've already recorded and is good.
Yep.
So that's nice.
Very good.
Not good. I mean, it's bad for that happened, but it was a good episode. And then other than that, our next.
I have a suggestion for mainline.
Mm-hmm.
I would like at this point to do the Bicycle Thieves.
Sure.
Because it's also an old movie, also a black and white movie. It's a real downer, which in combination with Zone of Interest would be not great for you, the listener. But we've recorded Zone of Interest already, so we have a nice break before talking about it. So yeah, if we're happy with that, then the next mainline episode is the Bicycle Thieves.
Okay.
I'm really excited to talk about that. I think it's going to really redefine robbery season for us.
Go on, then.
Subscribe to the Patreon, listen to the bonus episodes. And we will see you next time. Subscribe to everyone else's Patreon. Subscribe to Abby's Patreon. Subscribe to
please do.
Boneyard
Yeah,
and Whitefish.
There's no way you could specifically subscribe to Boneyard and Whitefish.
No Gods, No Mares. Trash Future. The fucking... I have others.
Yeah.
Well, there's your problem.
Well, there's your problem.
You know?
I don't know. Fucking 10,000 posts. I work on that show. I do a stream, by the way. You can find that somewhere.
And watch the stream. Yeah. Do
It's
all
okay.
Of that, and we will see you next time. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Au revoir.
Au revoir. Thank you for listening to yet another episode of Kill James Bond. Our next episode in 2 weeks' time on the free feed, it's The Bicycle Thieves, which is a tale about a man getting his bicycle stolen in shortly post-war Italy. So, get pumped! But if that harrowing tale is simply too long for you to wait, then hey, check it out. We've got another harrowing tale for you next week on the Patreon, and that is, of course, The Night Porter. And that is, of course, Nova's pick of our little trifecta of bonus episodes before we move on to a different topic. Don't worry, Holocaust season is coming to an end pretty soon. This comedy podcast will be funny again. And speaking, of course, of our beautiful patrons, special thanks, as always, to our £15 and above patrons, and those are Lo Bjornsdottir, Freya Aloysius, Candy Fox, No Name, Gustavo Lira, Helspeth Haunt, Jordan Gammy, Nick Boris, Frankenstein, Hannah Oberhart, Trump allegedly dicked down, George Rohack, Canada will remember Devon's promise, Yarrick, Drone Lover, Melody Morrow Gonzalez, Live Free or Cry, Labor Delenda Est, Let's All Get Flu Shots, Ubu, Worm Like a Devil, Kill James Bond Highlights, Library Hitman, Saiga, Tab O, Max Gamainhar, Jonathan Soche, The Project, Trip, Jack Drummond, Arashi of Ordo, The Third, Vinifera, Chelsea Rose, Cosmic Parking Lot, The Grungler, yeah! It's the damn Grungler. Deserex 12. Pup-napped puppy princess Reese with a Louis Vuitton collar. Okay, that's pretty good. I mean, if you're getting pup-napped and they're giving you a Louis Vuitton, that's not... Maybe stick around. Rhododendron, K May Be Okay, Athena V, Danielle Williams, Molly Powerslide, Ashley, Peanut Sparing Vaginoplasty. Committing to the bit is too much work. Arizona Frog Strangler, Annie Ruby, Some Sort of Silly Canadian Creature, Anne Hedonia, Staz, Vixen, The Soot, Lady Houndstooth, Science Daddy, Robert De Niro, In Heat and I'm Not Apologizing, Claire, Tim Welsh, Kakoden, Kill James Bond is November, Abigail and Devon, Chris Roth, May Victoria Roth turned in her badge and laptop, Gender Swap Podcast, My Best Friend Parasocial Butterfly, Crush Hazard, Ray, Anya Top, Joyous Uwu, Vita Brava, Liz Rossi, Gay Rat, Claire Baker, Saturday's Claire. It's mostly people called Claire, I've noticed, like just overwhelmingly. Shannon, you have slightly impressed me. Be justly proud of this. Finn Ross, Cayenne Belladonna defiant gender disaster. Devon needs to stop being so sexy. Krista Swisher, Meat Popsicle, Daniel, Britain, Commander Freddy, April, Useful Lesbian, Slut Kevin, Envious Envy, Mortran, Elite Errands, Elite Epic Adventures in Femininity, Anya Shenanigans, Clairvoyance, Rope Trick, Clarification, Lady Ariane, Delta Echo, Victor, Alex, Isopod Gal, Casquatch, Obsidian Polymer, Sengshen, Liz and Ash in Florida, Wolscott, Noblesse Oblahai, John 2089, Witch Hazel, Josh Simmons, Mega B, Loz Pycock, Mistress Angela A-List, Duck Whisperer, Zoe Shepherd, Philippa is still catching up with KJB, Cassandra, Wolfie is normal, Misidentified Lemon brackets derogatory, Talkative Tiger, Cariad, Al Irving, Emily Queen of Sloths, Robert Greensmith, Turfsy, Shit, Die Alone, Abigail, Magpie, Charlotte with a D, Small Twink Energy, Lauren Bastin, Meryl is not a vampire, she is a hopeless lesbian, and Valeria Beneficia, local lesbian bog witch. And Armored Contempt also. Kill James Bond is November, Abigail and Devon. Our producer is the wonderful Miss Nick They. Our podcast art is by John DeLuca. Our website is by Tom Allen. We will see you next time.